Welcome back, everybody, to Blaster Master Zero. It's been some time. Let's see how Eve's doing. By which I mean I forgot to save after I made the call, so we're actually gonna have the receiver dialogue again. Yeah, it's the exact same one. Bunch of mutants gather in a glacier area. ... Eve, I'm sorry, I got Fred's signal. What's going on? If I know something, feel like I'm remembering something. Take it easy, Eve, haha. Why don't you rest for a bit? Yeah, I'll do that. Please do. All right, Eve is about to take a 5-second nap. That's long enough, right? This Waterworks area feels more like a maze than anything. It's really easy to forget which places are connected to each other. You feeling better now, Eve? Yeah, I am, now that I rested for a bit. That 5 seconds did me a world of good. Sorry I wasn't able to remember anything. It's all good, don't worry about it. I should have been paying more attention. I'm sorry. Well, you're driving a murder tank. You're a little busy, Jason. Don't worry, she's literally behind you. Like, you can't even see her. I doubt that side eye is actually working. Too much apologizing around here. But hey, everything's okay now, right? Yep, but if you feel like you're getting some memories back, just take it easy on yourself, okay? Jeez, you're such a worrywart, but thank you, I will. Just kiss already! Anyways, tell me about Area 5. I guess Fred's not in this area. Let's go have a look in another area. I don't know why I said Area 5, this is Area 4. Maybe that's why she was telling me, like, you're not doing a good job. Anyways, here's Area 4. It's called the Waterworks. Let's call it what it really is, a sewer. This is the sewer area of the game. And map-wise, this is pretty close to design how the original one was. Which means it is a gigantic sewer with a lot of pain in the ass sections in it. Let's just jump around here a little bit, top our health back up, and then lose it immediately. Go to the right and find some bullshit. We need a key. We need a very big key, apparently. Jason is not the size of the key. He's too big for the key. Eve, tell me about the key. Seems like Fred's in the glacier area. First, let's look for a way to get to the next area. All right, fine. Fine. I see how it is, I'm leaving, goodbye. All right, let's go to the left and actually progress down the sewer. Now this stage is very much a maze, but honestly, from this point outward, like, a lot of the areas become mazes. Some worse than others, so be extremely grateful if you're playing along that you have a map. Because the original game, no map. Nowadays, it's not as big a deal since you can just look up the actual image online anyways of an actual map or find a pre-done map. But you're playing this blind, and without any help like that, the original game sucked for that. All right, we've got fast-moving robot enemies that actually can shoot at us now, so we actually need to start worrying on these screens a little bit more. These annoying holes are in the original stage, or in the original game. They're actually pretty accurate. Except for one thing. All right, you fall down here, you take a hit. In the original game, you lose a life. So, be extremely grateful. Be extremely grateful how much more forgiving this is than the original. Although, these guys are also a lot easier to shoot because of the weapons you have this time around, too. Wave hits these guys a lot better. All this for a stock up we didn't even really need. But this room is actually pretty much the same as the original games, including these weird platforms you can't actually reach. There's a glitch way to reach them, but they don't really offer you anything. Some of them had items on them randomly, I think kind of as a taunting method and also as a way to just kind of mark off where you are, because some of them get very windy and twisty and maze-like later. This one's just a pop in and pop out kind of deal. Stock up if you took too much damage anywhere. You know, like we're doing right now. Bunch of breakable walls to get items, get Sophia's health back up. Now let's get to the actual maze. Now, as we know already, Sophia can hop in the water no problem, which is great Because again, this is a sewer. I don't know why they're like dancing around saying the Waterworks zone. I think it's even what the supposedly the main or the original game did. It is a goddamn sewer, 100%. It is 100% a sewer. There's like no hiding it. I think this is where the game is gonna start changing a little bit. Because normally you had a bunch of weird platforms to walk on. This time around, you've got a wave to worry about. Now, the waves are weird. As you notice, first off, it erased that health item we didn't grab. The second thing is, if you are not directly up against a wall, you will take damage because it will slam you against something. But if you are directly against a wall when the water hits you, no damage. The third thing are these things here, these rocks. Your lasers can't break them like they can the normal ones. So you might think, oh, maybe they're just indestructible, like try grenades. No, you're gonna go through probably all your weapons at this point. But what you'll realize is a weapon you probably won't expect is the one that actually destroys these rocks. The Flamethrower. I don't know why. I don't know what these are implying. Are they just like debris? Are they metal that you're melting down? But the water brings them back and you just use the Flamethrower to destroy them. Again, you don't really need to worry about these too much. The only thing they really block are shortcuts. But it's just, if you want to go through things faster, Flamethrower. There we go. The one real weakness of Striker, again, you can only shoot one shot at a time. But if you're really close to an enemy, you'll fire them pretty fast. Same law as any other shot. Mash button, kill good. The law of retro games, basically. Stock up on that. Now that shortcut seems pretty redundant, honestly, because this is all we skipped. Really don't need to worry about it that much. I'm gonna pop down here anyways just for a little bit of map completion. I think even if we do that, you don't have to. I think this is the shortest way around the maze. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm laughing because I forgot about these guys. So these things are just, they're here, they're just cosmetic. They're just stage things. But just look at the end here. Doesn't that look like a frowny face from Super Mario World? Like the little hills off in the distance? I have not been able to unsee a frowny face every time I see these. And hopefully now you can't either. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Taking a drink, that's how not sorry I am. More water. This time around, if water shoves you into other water, you're gonna take damage. But you'll pop right back up where you were at least, so there's that. These little platforms are basically where you're supposed to stand to stay safe. And honestly, they give you plenty of time. If you have rumble off on your controller, you have to wait for the screen to shake to know when they're coming. But if you have rumble on, your controller will shake very violently. I'm gonna put, hang on. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna put the controller, I'm using a Pro controller because this is the Switch. I'm gonna put it on my desk. I want you to hear how loud the vibration for this is. Now. You're not gonna miss it. Alright, I'm gonna hold the controller next to the microphone now. Like, that didn't even go through at all. The desk perfectly encapsulates how violent the rumble is. To like a comical degree. I'm gonna take a couple hits. There we go. Stock up on that. And then got all the health we would have wanted here anyways. And And all that just to get brought back to this room anyways with our grumpy friends. So again, you can just take the shortcuts. The shortcuts are way faster for this room. And you don't need map completion of all the top-down dungeons. You really don't need to do that. All right, some eggs. You know what that means. We miss our shot. There we go. God, the striker's so good. And now, since we had a hint there earlier, what is our boss gonna be this time? Warning, the layer of Tadrol's snack time. What? Okay. Guess what? Striker, again, is the answer. Just, you know, don't miss like I did at the beginning there. Since Striker only allows for you to have one shot on screen at a time, hovering around the middle to near to a wall so you can get your shot back if you miss, probably the better idea. But if you got Striker, you don't really have to worry. Hell, even if you have Wave, Wave stuns them, so again, you don't have much to worry about. All that for maximum shot. A shot that fires a wider beam. Hold the shoot button to charge it, then release to fire. Ooh, something new for Sophia. All right, let's pop it on. Oops, right. Maxim, it will replace your charge laser. Tell me about it. Maximum shot. With this main weapon, you can hold down the shoot button to charge a shot, then release it to fire. It's a wide vertical shot that packs quite a punch. Let him have it. So they left out a couple important things. First and foremost, it uses special, so I couldn't even charge it until my meter was back. Secondly, while it's very powerful, it does not go through walls. But at least, it lets you hit enemies that are, you know, normally ducking your regular shot won't hit. So that's the perk to it. But the fact that it uses actual, like, SP, which everything else kind of already does anyways, I find it easier just to stick with the laser charge shot. Because again, it's free. Before I commit to going down there... Oh, I think I actually, okay, never mind. Yeah, no, we're fine. Making sure I'm not missing anything, but I believe this is a dead end anyways. Yep, sure enough. We got a door that needs a key, but it's on the other side. So can't use that just yet. So let's go back. The only time maximum shot would be helpful. How fitting. Don't worry, I believe in this stage we also get, honestly, a better item. It's a sub-weapon slot item and it's honestly better. So let's go get that first and foremost. Let's fill in more map. They're just kind of throwing everything at me now, but they're also, because of that, are giving me a lot more health, which is nice. They basically realized at this point you've probably been dependent on the homing missile, so now they're just gonna start throwing everything at you. Anything? Nope, we're good. Drop down here and pop in this little path. What do we got over here? Oh, okay. So, ladders. I've told you before, Jason's fall height is very, very finicky and very important. The game specifically starts worrying about you here and making sure you know about this. You need to jump into this area, this pit, and grab that ladder. If you don't, you'll splash into the water, which is great. But you can also, if you've played enough retro games, you can tell they're doing that now because later on they're not gonna have water at the bottom. So get practicing on it now. Jump towards the ladder, tap the up button. You have to let go if you're already holding it, and tap it again to grab the ladder. It is a little finicky, so practice it. You're gonna wanna know that. I did it again, I thought I had wave on. But There's always Striker. Striker's always there for me, along with these frowny faces. Thank you, frowny face boxes. You've always been there for me. All right, time for more vibrating controller. I can see that on the wave. I can see that on my fucking waveform for the actual recording. I apologize if that gets obnoxious, but it makes me laugh how fucking intense the vibration is for this. It doesn't need to be this extreme. Oh, I got greedy. I got greedy. So now we have two paths we can do here. We can go up or we can go down. At this point, they assume you might not have pieced together the whole flamethrower thing. And this is kind of their hint, like, hey, maybe something will break this. So you can pop down here and deal with these guys quickly and then take too many hits. I should be using Reflector now because these are the enemies that will actually force me to use Reflector. I'll pop this other one on the map. Oh, you got greedy then. Almost an issue. Pop that on the map too so you can see where that leads. You can take either path. Either one is fine. I just prefer the bottom path because it's honestly a lot quieter. You know what? You're right, Reflector. So there are two types of Reflector shots. There's regular, which also can stun, and then there's the perfect timing one, which does a lot more damage. There are two sets of damage values for it. Both are pretty good. You don't need to use Reflector if you don't want to. It is cool, and honestly kind of fun when you use it correctly. And as you can see, with the timing of the actual, like, the start of the shot, completely protects you versus the shield being directly in front of you. So it's very helpful in that aspect. But again, it's one of those, it's kinda situational when you wanna use it. And there's a lot of stuff that is better overall. But God, is it fun. And honestly, I think Inti was aware of this when they made this game because that mechanic, the shield, is a lot more prevalent in the second game, and honestly, also works better in the second game. So if you've played Blast Master Zero 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you know, it's all right. I get you wouldn't pick up on it, but the mechanic they use to replace that, honestly, works pretty good. I'm just gonna fill this in, because I'm pretty sure this has a boss we have to worry about. Oops, that was greedy of me. All this just to connect back here. So as you can see, this path has more waves to worry about and just honestly takes a lot longer to deal with. But it is there if you don't want to do the shortcut. And honestly, if you use the flamethrower, it goes pretty fast too, since it's just a straight line at that point. This room, however, no such luck. You do actually have to use these little pockets, unless you just really like taking damage, since there's water all around you. So a lot more waiting here, unfortunately. Ooh, another wall to break. Go, 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 go. All that for items, which I think we're full on? No, we're missing one hit point. No, we weren't. Never mind, because we're only in Area 4 now. We're missing one grenade, the one that we used to get in here. Oops. Well, that was redundant. Hey, at least we got something good for it. Come on, there we go. All that for the map. A map of the Waterworks area. Again, just call it a sewer. It's a sewer. And I forgot we actually have to walk out, so there was no point in me closing up the map. Ah, son of a... I'll see you outside. Geronimo! There we go. Back in Sophia. Now let's fall down here. And again, go in the sewer water because the sewer grates are blocked up by garbage. If you shoot it, it drains the sewer water. Like, you can just say it's a sewer, guys. It's okay. It's okay. It sounds gross. And it has weird gaming connotations because some people are very sick of sewers in general in video games, but you can call a spade a spade. It is a sewer. Here's the map. So we know this key area leads to a new zone, and we know we've got a lot left to this area. That last section is huge, and yet again, we have a boss marker without a cave. And we've got an item in one of the two caves, for sure. So let's go figure out what that is. Although, if you look at the map, you can probably piece together what it is because there's another icon that's missing. Heal up. Now, we've got our little turtle head enemies, but now they take 2 hits no matter what weapon we use to break. So we've got to be a little bit more careful with these guys. Also, this room, absolutely huge. As you might have noticed earlier. And you might have also figured out a couple things too, like, oh hey, this connects to that room we couldn't go into. But it needs a key, which we don't have yet, so there's no point going there. More than likely, you're gonna need the key to actually, I said I wasn't gonna go up here, and then I have accidentally gone up here anyways. Oops. More than likely, you're gonna get the key from the boss. Since, you know, all the bosses seem to drop something you need for progress. So let's just kind of jump around and see what doors we can find. Oh, here's a nice restock station. Ooh, and some nice sewer water. Ooh. I think I need to go over here first, because we do need to drain some sewer. No, we don't, actually. Never mind. Oh, no, that is where we came in. I think that wasn't where we came in. Let's go drain the sewer water. There we go. Some little pools still to slow down Sophia, but otherwise you can actually move around. You would not be able to get out of here into this spot otherwise, although there are other ways to get there, so that one's just more of an extra thing, I think, at that point. I forget if it actually blocks any water at the bottom. I think you can just completely ignore a bunch of these. All right, where's our cave? Where's our cave? We've got one nearby. There we go. Let's hop in. Dark room. Which means flashlight. Why am I on the default blaster? Oops. I think I mashed the wrong button there. We're good. Again, another situation where you can do the room without the flashlight, but they on purpose were trying to make sure you didn't, so they put all these pits everywhere. And then, of course, the platforms you had to walk across, so they really, really did not want you making any sort of progress without flash grenades. Although, since flash grenades were in the previous zone, at this point, like, if you didn't find it the first time, you're probably thinking, oh, fuck, what did I miss? There's no way that they want me to do all this blind. You could be thinking maybe a backtracking situation, but they're not that mean, thankfully. That would be too much, good lord. All right, I want you to savor this, because this is just really satisfying. That's so good, that is so good. Now, you might have been so distracted you didn't notice the crack in the wall, although I'm pretty sure at this point you're not really gonna miss those. That gets us our missing health up. Since it wasn't on the overworld this time, they actually hid it in a cave. The downside, though, we gotta walk back. All right, we got our health extension, which also fully heals Sophia and gives Sophia the health extension. And now we can call up Eve. What do you got for us, Eve? Oh, never mind. I'm good, I'm good. We've got 2 bosses to worry about before we're done this zone. Let's go meet the first one, how about that? First one is down here in some sewer water again. Enjoy how slow Sophia moves in the water. And there's what we need. Now if we want to, we can actually just go up here and get that one, no problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and drain this anyways, just because I really just hate this mechanic. Actually, can I get this with the warhead missiles? No, it actually just has to be a blaster shot. All right, more water drain. You still need to jump from the water no matter what, which is a little silly, but oh. And there goes all of our special because I got stuck in the ceiling. Let's go. It's time. It actually didn't vibrate as much. I was surprised. Actually, I moved the microphone down. I moved the microphone down so you could hear the max vibration, but it actually doesn't vibrate as much in this room for some odd reason. Probably because the room is actually huge and they were kind of trying to mimic the acoustics of the actual smaller areas. But speaking of smaller areas, this stage is a little weirdly set up if you want full map completion because it has all these little pockets. There we go. Pockets that, again, you don't need to worry about. Most of them are actually just shortcuts. Or just areas to restock and everything, but you probably won't be hurting for gear at this point. Can I make it to the next one in time? No, I can't. Controls are vibrating. Weird that that's not vibrating nearly as much. Oops. If you're using the wave beam, make sure you hit with the middle. The middle is where the actual power is on the shot. I'm in trouble. Makeshift. Cool. It is very helpful knowing about that water block. Not necessary, but it helps. Now, these rooms will now start acting as shortcuts that kind of transport you back and forth between the two areas as fast as you want. As fast as you want and need. And again, I don't think the regular rocks break. I may regret this. I do not regret this. Wow, there's a lot of areas to stock up again. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh my god! Get that close. And again, another shortcut if you just really don't want to go back in the water room at all. You barely need to, honestly. If you're trying to get everything on the map, then you have to. But you don't have to if you don't want to. God, that is so satisfying every time. I'm gonna love that every time it happens. Enjoy map completion, Blaster Master Zero, apparently. If you think we're not gonna go back and actually fill out that entire, like, area in the first zone that requires different gear other than the hover pack, you're crazy, because we're definitely doing that. And then it's gonna end. The game is gonna end. I can tell this now. I'm gonna call this in advance. I'm gonna forget about one square, and I'm gonna forget to go back and fill it in. I don't know what map it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on one of them. Uh-oh. Taking hits I don't need to take. Just to fill in the damn map. I guess the enemies don't come back. It makes this easier. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to reiterate this, but you don't have to do what I'm doing. I just have completionist mindset. I'm actually gonna get myself in a little bit of trouble if I'm not careful. Because this one's really long to walk through, and of course... Oh, we made it. We made it. Holy shit. I thought I was actually gonna have to take damage on that one. Cool. All right, we're done. We're done being a completionist. We're good. Top back up to full health. Weapon is back to max. Let's clean up a little bit here, because it's time for a boss. Again, Blaster Master Zero has done something different and has changed the regular boss into something else. So this is Spark Salamander, but it's weird. I have to pause to explain this for a second. They took the boss of the original game and split it into two bosses. Spark Salamander is one of them. Again, straightforward. You can use the stunning effect of your shot here to not worry about them, but their actual weakness is the Flamethrower. Here's one thing you can do. Oh, actually it didn't work. Oh, because I had done it a while. So the Flamethrower absolutely destroys the boss. Absolutely. That health meter melts. You can do one of two things. You can use the wave shot to stun the boss, then switch to Flamethrower and chew through their health. Or, as I mentioned when we got these, use a flash bomb to stun them. But, as you just saw, there's an important rule with the stunning ability in this game, and that's a cooldown. There is an unspecified cooldown timer that has to kick in. And that was why the first flash bomb did nothing, because I forgot the wave beam actually did the stunning the first time. I want to say it's about 10 seconds, it's probably shorter, but I don't think it's ever explicitly stated anywhere how long the cooldown is. So you can either go all out with the wave beam and stay far away, meaning the boss is pretty trivial because they're easy to dodge attacks, or you can stun them, burn them to death, which again makes them trivial because they're dead. All that for a superior sub-weapon for Sophia, the Spark Tackle, a sub-weapon that unleashes a high-speed tackle attack in the direction Sophia is facing. This is very good. Very good. In fact, we're gonna completely turn off our missiles now and use that. Eve, tell us about it. Spark Tackle. With this sub-weapon, you can perform a high-speed, energy-charged dash attack. You are invincible when performing the attack, but you will be vulnerable to attack right afterwards, so make sure you aren't being chased. Spark Tackle is really good, but we can't use it right now because I used it all on double jumps earlier, so let me get some SP back. And then you lose it again anyways because I need it there. Look at the map where I need to go. We missed a square. That's gonna bug me. Let's go fill that in. Spark Tackle is an invincibility charge attack, but it is also a mid-air dash. It is a number of things, all of which are pretty good. Here. There you go. Can't take any damage when it's active, and it lets you charge through enemies you normally can't. Or miss them completely, which is great. It is really good. It's another weapon that I don't think I realized the full potential of when I first played through the game, but now playing through it again, realizing it's pretty damn good. Case in point. Good for dodging, good for actually getting extra air on Sophia and like extra dodging potential. Again, it is a mid-air dash, but you also have hover and double jump, so it really depends on if you want to use the energy for that. But it is satisfying to use. And again, deals with any short enemies as well too. So now you don't need to worry about having to use homing missiles or the maximum shot if you want to actually shoot any enemies that are just a little below your attack range. But it doesn't break any blocks that the Buster Cannon is needed for them. So keep that in mind. You're probably gonna see me using this one for a while. I may switch between this and the homing missiles, but I think for now we're gonna stick with it. Drop all the way down here, and now it's time to deal with that other boss we saw. Like I said, Blastmaster Zero breaks up the boss you're supposed to fight in the original game into two. We already saw Spark Salamander, which actually had a couple of the attacks that that boss is supposed to have, but we didn't really see them because I just kind of murdered it quickly. Here's the other one. And this one's a little more important, because you might have noticed it looks like a frog, because Jason sure notices that. Maybe it's my imagination, but I can't help but think that it kind of looks like Fred. In the original game, the boss you fought was Fred, just straight up. It's a mutated version of Fred. It technically goes under a different name, but the manual makes you believe you're fighting Fred. I think even the Worlds of Power book straight up says you're fighting Fred. Zero thought, that's kind of stupid. So, it's just a regular frog. Ew, this thing is nasty, it's so slimy. Eve, I totally get what you're saying, but let's focus here. Right, here we go. Warning, the lair of the earth-shattering tyrant. Ribbit roll. Ribbit roll is a joke. You will jump 2 times. Then it will jump 3 times. Just stand in front of it and fire. You don't need any fancy maneuvering. Just be good at mashing. Done and done. That boss can take maybe 15 seconds. Just make sure you have enough health to do that in case you screw up. Key 1, a key that opens the shutters in the Waterworks area. Looks like this is a security program that opens the shutters in the Waterworks area. Just call it a sewer! I know why they don't call it a sewer, because no one likes sewer stages, but still, it's a damn sewer. It's shorter too, character limit's shorter. Right on, looks like we'll be able to remove the security and pry some more shutters open. Yep, I'll install the security program into your blaster rifle. You don't even have to exit Sophia, just get close to the shutters and you'll be able to crack the security. However, if Sophia can't get close to a lock, you'll have to access them on foot to get them open. Got it, thank you. After all this, how are things going over in the glacier area? Hang on just a sec, looks like there's even more of them now than there was before. Besides, Fred's signal still hasn't moved, but those mutant gatherings, there's a chance they might be after something. Let's get over there as quickly as we can. There's a reason they're hinting this so heavily now that you fought the frog that kind of looks like Fred. Because like I said in the original game, you fight a boss that is basically Fred. But you fight 2 in the original game. In another area, you fight another frog. Different name, but at that point, they're establishing that they're a regular enemy boss type you're gonna have to deal with. In this version, they're aware of that, so they're alluding to it a little bit more here. It's not quite gonna be what you're expecting, but if you grew up with the game or knew the lore like I did when I went into it, they were hinting at something pretty good here. Or they were at least hinting at something that would be hitting your nostalgia bone if you have memories for it. Okay, we've got 4 little squares left to fill in, so let's go do that. I should be careful, I'm taking more hits than I need to. Let's go to that stock upper room. I'm trying to remember where that is though. Anything for me? Nope. You? Nope. There's some health up there. Man, okay, so one thing I will state between the 2 games, these mines in the original game dropped health a lot. In this version, not so much, but that's probably because health is just so prevalent everywhere else. It's a trade-off essentially at that point. Ooh. Okay, all we gotta do is just go up to the top right corner here, and we've got our little alcove we skipped earlier. Just drive past, boom, instant unlock. Piece of cake, and now we've got a shortcut right up to the top there. Well, not quite right up to the top, but it is quicker. Eve, you got anything new to tell me? Have you heard about homing missiles? God damn it, Eve. No! No, I have not. Tell me again. I think that's another thing they fixed in 2. I swear in 2, there's a lot more dialogue for Eve to tell you about. Well, no, sort of, I guess maybe not. It depends, because I do actually remember a lot of, like, there's nothing going on right now. Maybe I'm just misremembering things, but it's just really funny that she just really wants me to know about homing missiles. Hey, Jason, did you know homing missiles can lock on? I don't know what that sound was. Lock on! I think I need to end this episode. Let's get the hell out of here. All we need to do now is go back up to the corner in the top right there. And we'll be set for the stage. And then we can just leave. It probably is that simple, right? It's gotta be that simple. It's not that simple. It's never that simple. Why did I skip the health? Go back and get it. Here's why it's not that simple. Do you remember earlier in this stage, the ladder jump? Remember how I said they wanted to get you warmed up and practice for when they take away the water? Well, here's your chance. Well, okay, it's not as bad as I'm making it sound. Ish. Unlock the first door. There is water there. But there's also that much ladder. If you miss lining up with the ladder, you will die. Or if you're lucky, you land in the water. Ideally, you're gonna land in the water, right? Again, practice, make sure it's tap up to grab the ladder. I'm just gonna jump to just speed up climbing here. You don't have to worry about these guys, but you might as well kill them anyways. As you can see, it takes a lot of shots from Jason. It is a big drop. The ladder line is there to show you where to line yourself up with. Do not go past it if you can help it, because you will land on the rocks. So line yourself up as best you can and take that leap of faith. Was really hoping to do that without dying. Damn it. All right, I knew it couldn't be a perfect run. This is where I remember dying. Pretty much the only time I remember dying, actually, in this game was here. I'm pretty sure I died to some other bosses later on because I got too, like fast and loose with things. But this jump specifically, I definitely remember dying on. And now I'm paranoid, which means I'm gonna be having to do this a number of times. If you die here, don't feel bad. This is specifically meant to make sure you've died at least once in the game. This is just meant to mess with you. The worst part is in practice, I actually nailed this. There we go.
Practice, I actually nailed this. There we go.
Just don't climb too high because he lets go of the ladder at the top and then you have to mash the button again to re-grab, so. Grab that ladder. Oh, got ahead. Unless I get it on this jump, then don't cut ahead. Because then, if you cut ahead and I nail it this jump, then that means like it's just, no one's gonna believe me that I did it correctly. Okay, hopefully you cut ahead. Damn it. There we go. Don't jump down here. This height is just high enough to kill Jason. So don't jump down there. I definitely did that as an experiment to see what would happen if you walked in through that doorway. Without Sophia, no, it punishes you for doing that. All right, there we go. We've freed the tank, and it is just enough room to make this jump and land back in the water, so we're good. This room, in the NES one, is actually not that bad. There's a bunch of platforms you jump around. There's no crazy ladder jump. But in the Famicom version, the piece of ladder you need to grab is one ladder rung high. Two, technically. It is as high as Sophia is. It is brutal, and there is no safe spot. If you miss that jump, you are losing a life, and lives were finite. I think continues were infinite in Meta Fight. I forget exactly. But, oh my god. They thought it was really bad when they brought Blaster Master over here. They made most of the game harder for North America. They made this room easier, because they knew they fucked up with this room. And this is like the best of both worlds. This is basically like a balanced difficulty between both. So I'll give Inti Creates credit for that, but fuck this room in the original game. All right, I'm just gonna leave the tank here. I'm gonna walk. We're gonna make Jason walk to Area 5, the ocean. Looks like from here on out, it's some man-made sea. This is gonna suck. Sophia doesn't have much underwater mobility, so getting through this is looking pretty impossible. Eve, can you check to see if there's anything in this area that could help with Sophia's underwater mobility problem? Yep, already on it. Just give me another sec here. Got it. Looks like I'm getting a signal from a chip that seems like it could help with getting Sophia through the sea. Chip's in the sea, though. I guess I'll have to dive in there and go fetch it out myself. The water can get really rough, so please be careful. All right, got our save point. Use X to summon Sophia. It resaves, so you'll actually have the tank when you come back. And now we have the ocean to deal with. I don't want to keep calling it the ocean. They've specifically said it's a man-made sea. But it's a heavy underwater stage, which we'll be dealing with next time. Tune in next time on Blastmaster Zero to see how long it takes to get the upgrade for dealing with the water, and to see how long it takes me to actually start calling it the sea instead of the ocean. The answer may surprise you, because it's more than 0. See you guys next time.